Okay, if you've ever built a Tableau dashboard, you definitely know this feeling. You spend hours getting it to look just right, and then something breaks. A filter doesn't filter, a number won't update, and you're just left scratching your head. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on Tableau's secret rulebook to fix one of its most common and frustrating problems.
We've all been here, right? You build this beautiful view, you add a simple filter for, say, region, your user clicks on it, and a key number on the dashboard just sits there. It doesn't change at all. It's enough to make you want to pull your hair out.
So you start digging. You check your calculations, you double-check all the filter settings. Everything looks like it should be working. You start asking yourself, is this a bug? Did I break something? What is actually happening behind the scenes?
Well, the good news is your dashboard isn't broken. And the even better news, what's happening isn't random. Not at all. It's actually completely predictable. It's not an error. It's just Tableau following its own very strict internal rulebook. And that rulebook is called the order of operations. You might also hear it called the query pipeline. Just think of it as a rigid top-to-bottom list of steps that Tableau follows for every single thing it does, from filtering your data to running those complex calculations. And this quote just nails it. Remember back in math class learning about PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, all that stuff? You couldn't just do the math in whatever order you felt like, right? You had to follow the rules. Well, Tableau works the exact same way. It's got a fixed hierarchy for everything. So let's take a look at how this rulebook creates that exact problem we saw with our filter. We're going to walk through a classic scenario. So here's the setup. Imagine you've got a view with a fixed level of detail calculation. Let's say it's to show the total sales for a big product category. Then you drop in a simple dimension filter for region, but when a user filters the dashboard to just the West region, the subcategory sales update perfectly, but that big total category number, it just doesn't budge. So why? And here it is. This is the crucial point. According to Tableau's rulebook, it calculates all those fixed LOD expressions before it gets around to applying a standard dimension filter. So the dashboard is doing exactly what it was told to do. First, calculate the total sales for the entire data set. And then, after that's done, filter the view down by region. This visual makes it crystal clear. Just look at the order here. See how fixed LODs are up there at step 2? But our normal dimension filter is way down at step 3. The calculation is happening before the filter, every single time. No wonder the numbers aren't changing.
Okay, so that's the problem. But what if we could just take our filter and move it up the list? What if we could tell Tableau, hey, apply our region filter before you calculate that fixed LOD? Well, as it turns out, we can absolutely do that.
And you know what? The solution is so simple. All we have to do is promote that dimension filter to something called a context filter. And it's literally 2 clicks. You just find your filter on the shelf, in this case the region filter, you right-click it, and you select Add to Contact. And you'll know it worked because the little filter pill will turn from blue to gray. That's it. So what does this actually do? Well, by adding that filter to context, you are fundamentally changing its position in the order of operations. You're bumping it right to the front of the line, telling Tableau, hey, this filter is super important. You need to run this one first before you do almost anything else.
And now look at our hierarchy. Our region filter isn't a normal dimension filter down at step 3 anymore. We promoted it. It's now a context filter sitting right at the top in step 1. It will now run before the fixed LOD is ever calculated. Problem solved. So we made one simple change. Let's talk about the payoff here, because understanding this one tiny detail is a complete game changer for building dashboards that people can actually trust.
Look at this. Before, when we filtered to the West region, our total category sales number showed $742,000, which was the total for the entire country. It's not technically wrong, but it's incredibly misleading for the user. But after promoting the filter to context, the number is now $208,000, the correct filtered total for only the West region. And that is the power of this whole concept. One single right-click is the difference between a dashboard that's confusing and misleading and a single source of truth that your team can actually rely on. So what do you really gain by mastering this? Well, first off, accuracy. Your dashboards just show the right numbers, period. That leads directly to trust from your users. It gives you control to troubleshoot and build way more powerful views. And as a little bonus, using context filters can actually make your dashboards run faster with large datasets.
And hey, don't just take it from me. The DataViz experts, known as the Flarage twins, put it perfectly. They said that understanding this is absolutely critical to mastering Tableau. Once you really get this, you unlock a whole new level of control. So, the next time you're building a dashboard, ask yourself this question. Are my filters telling the whole story? Or is Tableau's secret rulebook telling a story that I didn't intend? The good news is, now you know exactly how to be the one in control.